Alright guys, so you will find many horror stories of user being scammed for buying used Apple Watch. They probably buy an Apple Watch with activation lock, completely bricked, or even getting fake with the seller. Therefore, in this video, we're gonna go ahead and show you the complete guidelines that you should take before you buy secondhand or used Apple Watch for yourself. Now let's begin. Now, the first and foremost, you have to check that EMI for your Apple Watch just to know all of the information at once. Now, the question is, how can you get the serial number of your Apple Watch? Well, you can get it from two places. First of all, if you just go ahead and take a close look on the back of your Apple Watch, the box right here, you'll be able to see this code right here, which is here. I don't know whether you guys can see it or not, which is super tiny right here. This is the barcode, and on down of the barcode you can see the serial number. Now go ahead and collect it from here, and there's another place, like we said earlier, there's a two ways. Another place is your Apple Watch. Well, if your Apple Watch is connected with the buyer's phones, then all you can do, just go ahead and open up the settings and then come down to general and tap your about, and then, well, here as you guys can see this option called serial number. Go ahead and collect it. Now go ahead and grab your smart device, that can be an Android or iPhone, doesn't really matter, and then open up your browser and then just simply type google.com. Now once you're on the main screen on the Google side, go ahead and type IMEI check for Apple Watch. Now as soon as you do it, you're gonna get countless websites on your Google. Now go ahead and open up any website you want as soon as you open it up, and then it will ask you for your serial number. Go ahead and just enter your serial number over there, and then you'll be able to get all of this information about your Apple Watch, like its serials, activation, coverage expiry, purchase date, find my, and more. Now, here is what you have to be careful with. Just be careful with that options or this information called purchase date and find my. So if you go ahead and check the purchase date, then you'll be able to know whether it has warranty available or not. And second of all, next to your find my device, if it says lost, that can mean that Apple Watch can be stolen. Be careful with that. Now afterward, go ahead and see our next process to check. Alright guys, the next things you need to do is simply need to pair that Apple Watch with your iPhone just to check whether it has that activation locked or not. So at this point, all you can do, just go ahead and ask your buyer to charge it so that you can check while you're pairing your Apple Watch with your iPhone. Now, if you see that activation lock comes on your Apple Watch or that Apple Watch that you're trying to buy, then you simply can ask the buyer to enter their Apple ID in their Apple Watch so that you simply can remove it and you simply can use it with your iPhone. Alright guys, the next things we're going to talk about is your physical button of that Apple Watch that you are going to buy. Because Apple Watch only gives you these two buttons, so you have to be very careful with that while you're checking. So what you can do, simply can sometimes frequently press that digital prime button to check whether it's working or not. At the same time, you can spin, it can spin to the up and down to check whether it is completely functional or not. And the next things you have to check your power button. So you can simply press and hold it. If you see that power logo comes up, that means your power button is working as well. After taking this out, now let's go ahead and check our next things. Alright guys, the next things you need to check is the battery health of that Apple Watch that you were gonna buy. So what you can do, just go ahead and open up your settings and scroll down to your battery. So there you go, go ahead and tap your battery. Now once you're here, scroll down to your battery health. And now if you just go ahead and scroll down a little, then it will tell you the maximum capacity. So here we have to be careful with the things, because if you see the battery health is less than 80%, then you might want to avoid buying that Apple Watch, because the more battery capacity you have, the more you'll be able to use it for a long time. The less battery life it has, the less long it will really stay. So be careful with your battery health, then go ahead and decide whether you want to buy that Apple Watch or not. Alright guys, the next important things that we want you to check is very simple. You simply can check your microphone and your speaker, since your Apple Watch takes calls and messages, so it is important to check them out. And the first things I want you to do is simple. Just go ahead and open up your settings. Now scroll down to your sounds and haptics. Let me just do it now. Go ahead and tap your sounds and haptics. Now once you're here, go ahead and just tap on this sounds icon. Go ahead and tap it on and keep doing it. And unless you see the sounds is popping up on your Apple Watch. And if you see the sounds is popping, that means your sound is perfectly okay. Now all you gotta do, just go ahead and just make a phone call to the iPhone so that it can get on your Apple Watch, that you can check whether it is ringing or not. So let me just call to this Apple Watch right away. If you see that your Apple Watch is getting called and if it's sounding, that means that speaker, especially your sound speaker, is okay. At the same time, go ahead and receive the call, check your microphone is working or not. So if you see that if you're talking through your Apple Watch and if it's sounding okay, or if your microphone is working well, that means your microphones in your speaker is perfectly working. And this is how you can check your speaker and your microphone at the same time. Alright guys, after checking it, now let's go ahead and check our next process to check other things before you go ahead and buy a second-hand Apple Watch. Alright guys, now the things you have to check, you need to check the display and the touch on your Apple Watch. So all you can do, you simply can work at random just to check whether your touch is working perfectly or not. So if you say your touch is lagging or getting slow, that can be a little bit of problematic matter for your Apple Watch or the Apple Watch that you're gonna buy. So especially if you see that it's really not very functional, so you might want to avoid buying that Apple Watch. At the same time, all you gotta do, you gotta check the color saturations around the circle. I mean, you have to check all of the side by side. If you see the different color from the different side, that can be problematic matter for that Apple Watch. After checking all of the things, now go ahead and decide whether you want to buy the Apple Watch or not. Last but not least things you have to check, you need to check your bands. Now the question is, what kind of things you need to check? Well, the things you have to check, if you're trying to take it out, and if it comes out without pressing the button, that can be really problematic matter, because you probably want to buy the Apple Watch is because you want to wear it on your wrist. So if you see it is getting too loose and it doesn't even require to get out, especially with that button, so that can be a really serious problematic matter for you. So make sure to check the button and check that band. After checking it out, now go ahead and decide whether you want to buy it or not. Alright guys, these are the things you have to check before you go ahead and buy a second-hand Apple Watch for yourself. Alright guys, hope this video is pretty informative. If so, you can just give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel to get more useful video content for yourself. Thanks for watching and see you next time.